There is something interesting happening with foldables right now, and in fact, so interesting that even Apple is giving it a go. Now, a folding phone is not a novelty anymore, but what it does with that form factor is what makes it special. Right? With the release of the all-new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra here, Samsung doesn't seem like it was focused on the wow factor. It seems they went after the little compromises, the little stuff that we complained so much about. With that said, the even more ridiculously thin Fold 8 Ultra here gets you better displays, better cameras, battery, the crease, even the crease, right? The crease in the middle there is better. But individually, none of those things really is significant enough for you to upgrade. But when you put all of them together, they definitely take this phone to the next level. But even then, there still are some compromises, like that $2,100 starting price point. And also still the lack of S Pen support. So with that said, is this thing even worth upgrading to? I do have an answer for you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. As I put a good chunk of time into testing this Z Fold 8 Ultra, the main thing that really surprised me was that Samsung didn't give it some crazy headline feature that makes the Z Fold 7 from last year here feel suddenly irrelevant. They focused more on what they could do about the compromises and complaints from the Z Fold 7 here, the crease, the camera, and things like that, even the battery. They tried to see what they could do on the Z Fold 8 here to make it better. Anyways, let's talk design even before anything. To those of you familiar with the Z Fold 7, you will notice that same design language. In fact, unless you pay super close attention, you wouldn't be able to tell these two apart, at least at first glance. All you see really is, that same design revolution from last year with that 6.5-inch cover display with a 21:9 aspect ratio, along with that same massive 8-inch inner display. But if you look carefully though, you will notice that the Z Fold 8 Ultra here is actually slightly thinner than the Z Fold 7. The camera lenses are also slightly different if you pay close attention, and you get an even thinner hinge on this new one. And of course, you now get a nearly non-existent crease, right? You can still feel it on the 7 here, but it feels nearly non-existent on the Z Fold 8 Ultra. Again, these changes are very subtle, yet they are very important. Now, since it's even thinner, the 8 Ultra here is even more comfortable and even easier to use one-handed. And just for context here, at 4.1mm thin and 215 grams, it's essentially about the same weight as the Galaxy S26 Ultra, with literally 1 gram difference between that and the S26 Ultra. Anyways, interacting with the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra here has felt just like using a regular phone, just like, it did with the Z Fold 7, even for media consumption, right? And before I even go too far, one of the biggest differences that you will find physically between the Z Fold 7 here and the 8 Ultra here is that now it has more grip to open the phone, whereas on the Z Fold 7, it was a constant struggle. I talked about this last year. It was always a constant struggle where your fingers would just slip as you try to pry open the Z Fold 7. So they resolved that issue on the Z Fold 8 Ultra here. But I digress. It also does have stronger magnets, that make the hinge feel more confident, more sturdy. The fingerprint sensor is also super fast, as always. Always love that. The speakers are okay. Definitely not mind-blowing. They could be louder. I wish for them to be louder, but otherwise they're clean. The sound quality is very good. It's just that they're not as loud as they could be. Overall, the design, the build quality of the phone itself is very solid, just like you would expect from Samsung. It's premium, it's super sleek, and also you still have IP48 rating. Although personally, I still keep it in a Ziploc bag, when we go to the beach. I still don't trust foldables at the beach. Sure, they say that, they're protected and all that. I just don't trust that. So at the beach, this does not come out of my backpack. Overall, as I mentioned, in terms of, build quality, longevity, I definitely trust that this phone is gonna last a while. It's really just solid. Now, moving on to display here. And again, at first glance, you won't necessarily notice a huge jump simply because the changes are very subtle. I mentioned that already, but yet these very subtle changes are impactful, right? And talking about display here, of course, we have to talk about that crease that we just talked about. Again, you will definitely see and feel the absence of it on the Z Fold 8 Ultra here compared to the Z Fold 7. It is noticeably better, as I mentioned earlier, and you have a new technology supporting that, right? So the new Flex titanium display structure that Samsung implemented here actually helps eliminate that crease. It's super bright, with peak brightness going from 2,600 nits on last year's model to 3,000 nits on this one here. And the pixel density went up as well on the Z Fold 8 Ultra here. So you are looking at sharper text, right? Photos that look cleaner, even sharper, and everything just feels better. On top of all of that, we now have an anti-reflective coating on here. My experience so far with that anti-glare has been excellent, both indoor and outdoor. I mean, Samsung is the best at it so far on smartphones. The cover display here does have some flagship specs as well. You have 120 Hz refresh rate at up to 3,000 nits, again, of peak brightness. You have that Gorilla Glass Ceramic 3, and picture quality here is just top level. And I'm talking again about the cover display alone. Consuming content on either display has been fantastic. Of course, a lot more immersive, on the inner display. Overall, all of these updates on the displays have, positively impacted my user experience, whether it's the crease or the lack thereof one now. Very subtle. Although, to be fair, even on the Z Fold 7 here, after minutes, after seconds, you don't even feel a crease. Actually, it's not really something that's bothered me in the past before. For me, it was just there, like, it's there, you can kind of feel it, but after literally a few seconds, you forget that it's there. It's not something that's ever been like intrusive in the way, or in your user experience, in the way you use the phone. Again, here it pretty much disappeared. Hey, even better, but it never really bothered me before. But anyway, so my user experience has been just fantastic, interacting with, an even sharper display here along with that anti-glare coating. Now, moving on to performance here, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra here is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and this is paired with either 12 gigs or 16 gigs of RAM, depending of, the config that you go for. Now, these are specs that, do look good and sound good on paper, but funny enough, or what's impressive, is that it also does translate in real life, like in real-time user experience. As you would imagine, this thing just flies, man. It's incredibly powerful. It knocks out video or photo editing with no issues. Productivity work here is just seamless. Split screen, multitasking, all of that, super easy. Jumping between apps, zero hiccups whatsoever. Zero freezes, zero stutters. I've had no issues with performance here. Gaming, of course, here is just top level, especially on that massive inner display, right? Asphalt 9 here is amazing. You can prop half of the screen up for the actual gaming, and the bottom part can be used as the controller or the map. Just really cool things. Now, do keep in mind, however, that depending on the type of games that you are playing here, you may still have some bars at the top and at the bottom here. So your experience is definitely gonna vary. One UI 9 here is running on Android 17, and it feels extremely polished. I mean, this is some level of evolution, right? One UI has gone through so many different phases, and I've always been here for it. It's top notch now. On top of that, since Samsung gives you 7 years of software support, you can pretty much hold on to your phone for a good while, especially given that it costs you an arm and a leg, right? So you should definitely hang on to it. And it's a good thing that Samsung is going to be supporting this for that long. Now let's go ahead and move on to cameras here, which in my opinion are the biggest upgrades, right? You are getting a 200 megapixel main camera, right? 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a dedicated 10 megapixel 10x telephoto. Now, so far, these cameras have been top level and just excellent overall. Not Galaxy S26 Ultra, level, but top level nevertheless. The 200 megapixel main sensor here delivers sharp, detailed shots with fantastic or just solid dynamic range here, along with that familiar, Samsung color. The way Samsung handle its colors, you still have that same familiar Samsung look post-processing. Also, the 50 megapixel ultra wide here is a major jump from the 12 megapixel found on the Z Fold 7 here, and this thing pulls in more details. And of course, having a dedicated 3x telephoto will give you, a much better zoom, along with a lot more flexibility. Video also is excellent here. It's been really good with up to 8K or 4K, 60 FPS, plus log recording and very solid stabilization. It's been growing over the years, and I really commend Samsung for what it did here in terms of stabilization and just overall shots. So far, I'm impressed by what Samsung has to offer here with the cameras. Now, that being said, is it the best? Because you are paying $2,200 for this phone. Is it the best camera out there? Definitely not, but like I said, still top level, flagship level cameras here. Now with that, let's go ahead and just close with battery, right? The upgrade in battery life here is also major, at least so far, but we'll see how long it lasts. Samsung finally moved beyond the 4400 milliamp hour battery we all complained about. The Z Fold 8 Ultra here is boasting a 5000 milliamp hour battery, and the difference here is definitely tangible. I'm comfortably getting a full day out of using both the inner display and the outer display here without any issues, and I still have some battery left for the next day. Another thing to highlight here is that you also get faster charging. Now 45 watts wired, which is almost double the 25 watt that we had with the Z Fold 7 here, giving you around 67% in just 30 minutes. Plus you get a 20 watt wireless charging. But even with all of that, they still refuse to give us built-in magnets. It's still mind-boggling to me that you gotta spend all of this money for this and still go out there to spend even more money for a case. And as we all know, cases for folds are not cheap. We're talking hundreds of dollars, right? So I don't know why they do that. I mean, they could just figure out a way to add that feature. Anyways, with all of this said, I want to answer two important questions as we close this video. First, should you upgrade from the Galaxy Z Fold 7? The simple and honest answer is no. You should not upgrade from the Galaxy Z Fold 7 to the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra here. Sure, it has better cameras, it's faster, it has better battery life, a more refined, design, but none of those improvements are big enough for me to tell Z Fold 7 owners to rush out there and upgrade to the Z Fold 8 Ultra. Now, on the other hand, if you want to experience what the Z Fold 8 Ultra has to offer and you do have the disposable income to do so, hey, be my guest. It's a fantastic phone. Now, the second question is, what if you are coming from an older phone or another phone entirely? Should you grab the Z Fold 8? Here, my answer is going to be yes. Definitely yes. If you want to experience the best foldable that Samsung has to offer, this is it. It is loaded with so many features. You are absolutely going to love this phone if you're coming from an older Fold or just any other phone, right? It's incredibly thin. The displays are just fantastic. The crease is almost non-existent here. It's pretty much disappeared. Performance is excellent. The cameras finally, they finally feel more ultra. They're not ultra level like the S26 Ultra, but they are feeling more ultra. And then you have a 5000 milliamp hour battery here that addresses all of the biggest complaints that we had on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 here. So you'll be experiencing the best of the best out right now that Samsung has to offer. So go for it if you are currently in the market for this. Anyways, with all of this said, one thing that I forgot would be the S Pen, or the lack thereof support for the S Pen. I don't know why they won't bring it back. I should have covered that a bit more, but I wish, the Z Fold 8 Ultra here supported the S Pen. But anyways, this is just my take. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know what any questions you may have in the comment section. If you have any comments, make sure to add those, to the comment section there. I'm gonna catch you in the comment section like I always do. Make sure to like the video, share this with anyone who would be interested, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm gonna catch you in the comment section like I always do. I'm also gonna catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.